Sheeds, thank you for joining me again. It was another really good battle against a really good team. Just couldn't get over the line in the end. How did you see last Saturday?
Thanks for having me, Josh. Yeah, it's frustrating, wasn't it? Look, we've been speaking probably the last 5 weeks about our footy's been at a really good level. Glenelg played a really tough brand of footy. All our KPIs in terms of keeping them to a certain amount of marks and inside 50s were really strong and as good as any team this year has been against them. We kept them at 38 inside 50s. They're the number one inside 50, or second actually to Sturt, but average 50 every week. So we felt if we could nullify them, we'd give ourselves a chance. But they were very good defensively the other way. They caught the ball well around half back. Their small sort of backs in Scharenberg and Parnell were really strong in the air, and the game was played a lot in between the arcs. And come down to the last quarter, a few CBs where they won it, and I think the game was played in their half for nearly 70% in that last quarter, which makes it hard, and we kind of got locked in and lost the game by a couple of goals.
Yeah, it's what good sides do, isn't it? Really stand up in those key moments, and you controlled large portions of the second and third quarter, and then they just got the better in the last. Yeah,
it was a good game. Obviously going in quarter time, they were a couple of goals up, and it would have been nice to go in a little bit more even at quarter time. Second and third quarter really positive for us. The first 10 minutes of quarter two, the ball was locked in our front half for a long period of the game and looked like a really strong Norwood game. And but off the back of that, they're an experienced outfit. They've been together for probably 5 or 6 years. A lot of their key players, they read the ball well in the air. They got good connection. They kick the ball well. So it was really good for our defence to make sure that we're really on top of our game, which we were for majority of it. But you don't need to give them many opportunities.
No, in that first quarter, Bell had 9 touches and like 6 clearances or something, and Lyons was strong as well. And quarters 2 and 3, you really got in control of the midfield. You must have been happy with that response.
Yeah, quarter time, I know Jesse, the midfield coach, put it on the mids a little bit to get us back in the contest, and they definitely, our mids have been really good the last 5 weeks. We lost clearance by a couple in the end against a good clearance side, and a few more than we'd have liked at CB, which on Norwood Oval can be telling with a forward line like theirs or like ours as well. We felt we had a really good advantage in our front half, and we know what their forwards are like, and we matched up really well on them for majority of the day. But sometimes weight of numbers and stress down there can get you as well.
Yeah, in another game against a strong side, we mentioned this off the top, but last 3 losses have been 16 on the weekend, 4 to Sturt and 11 to Centrals. Must be frustrating. You just can't get over the line.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for sure. That's obviously our next growth area is to how we can keep being brave in these games, and in all these games, we've probably looked to kick long down the line too much and have stopped challenging opposition at certain times, and something that we need to continue to do work on. And we've got a really explosive midfield and back half that can change angles and change the game, so and keep encouraging them to take the game on and to make the opposition defend in more ways than a bit more straight lined.
Yeah, you're doing so much right just without winning. Do you feel like it's just around the corner from clicking and sort of getting on a run in the back half of the year?
Well, that's the plan. I mean, we're not looking too far ahead. We've got Port this week at Alberton on a big deck, which will suit the way we want to run. So really looking forward to getting on Alberton Oval this week and really challenging Port with our game style and keep getting better at our game style as well. I've talked about it a little bit, but we had a very limited pre-season. I think there's 11 sessions pre-Christmas, and then pretty brief after Christmas, and then straight into game. So we're actually learning on the job a fair bit as we go as well. And early days, teams got a hold of us, and now we're starting to look a little bit more like us the last 6 weeks, and starting to build into the season with that.
Yeah, it's not something you think about on game day just gone, but everything seemed to go your way with the Eagles, Port, North all losing. It was a bit of a missed opportunity in the end to jump to 6th on the ladder, it would have been, and close that gap between the top 5?
Yeah, I guess you can look at it like that. But yeah, we'll just keep controlling what we can control, mate. And yeah, we can't control above the ladder. If they keep winning and we keep winning, well then it is what it is. But yeah, obviously we want to give ourselves the best chance to finish as high on the ladder as we can, and that is a product of how we want to play and how we want to defend and how we want to win the ball back. And if we get all them things right, then we'll give ourselves a good chance against a lot of sides, as we've seen against Sturt and Glenelg, who are the two best sides in the competition.
Yeah, and Sermo was struggling a bit late in the game. He gets up for Port game.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'd just done a lot of work the last couple of weeks in the ruck and shouldering a lot of that, and tried to play Finn a little bit more forward. And Finn's done a tremendous job in the ruck, as we've spoken about previously, and trying to look at him a bit more ahead of the ball for us as well. And
just finally, 1975 was on the weekend, the reunion. Pre-game, you had Johnny Wynn talking to the boys. That was a pretty special moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I think the best thing about footy clubs is the past and the present and the history, the photos on the wall and the greats that have been before us. And that was I guess the start of a really strong era. Up until then, they'd played in 8 grand finals in 25 years and had lost them all. So that was a real turning point for the footy club, and it was great to have the 1975 team in here on the weekend. And yeah, they were in arms with us before the games, and John was pretty inspirational. So it's good for our players to keep getting educated in the past and in the history, because that's why we're all here. Yeah,
and just finally, Stocky came back after, I think it was 670 days or something on the sidelines. I mean, how important is that guy to the group?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good for the morale, Stocky. 672 days it was. So, yeah, what a fantastic effort, the way he's been. His willingness to get back and to keep training and to keep being positive around the group. And he's a real character. And, yeah, one the boys loved having out there on the weekend. And so did us coaches. We're a bit of a soft spot for Stocky in the way he goes about things. So it was great to see him out there.
Well, thanks, Sheeds, and good luck against Port.
Thanks, Josh. Cheers.